so that we can eat lunch and watch a little bit of, these are maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes each, so we might not watch the whole thing. So we'll start with this one right here. This video we did for Paladar Restaurants. They are up in Cleveland, and you'll discover the connection as you watch, because this is my sister-in-law that runs these restaurants, and they're opening Paladar restaurants all over the country. And what she wanted was a video that they could use in a new market to explain the Paladar concept on their website, or to people that were first inquiring. So that, obviously food shots, and we went in and shot the kitchen, we shot interviews. Then what they wanted was a longer version that they could use to recruit new employees coming into a new market. Perhaps somebody, all the good servers already have jobs at Olive Garden or at the fancy restaurant or what have you. What they needed was a video where the owner is talking, explaining what the Paladar concept is all about, and then enticing people to come work there. So as we serve lunch today, I might speak to each video and then turn up the volume so you can hear a little bit of it. I guess we're getting into the recruiting part of it.
Of working in a restaurant, but you have to have that energy and you have to have that personality.
Passion for the industry really comes next. The hospitality side of their DNA. We can't train that part. Even if you're walking the door,
Is it off?
Any person that works in the restaurant can bring up an idea, and next thing you know, later.
I won't make you watch the whole thing. I just wanted to give you kind of a sample and also case study. And at any time, if there's any questions about anything we're doing, please feel free, and very casual. What I want to talk about now is we're very lucky and very fortunate to be doing work for a lot of great companies here in Northeast Ohio, certainly. This is a video that we did for Kay Jewelers. We're getting into doing a lot of work for Sterling and work for social media and e-commerce there. And one thing they do that's very interesting, they put this at the end of the YouTube video. They build their own ending, so that on their YouTube channel, instead of going to the other suggested videos, they have their own ending, and they use this annotation process to actually suggest other videos that are on the K channel to keep their viewers engaged. It's an interesting concept. This particular video, a lot of fun, especially because I spent the first couple years of my career in video shooting weddings, so I really got into this. We interviewed wedding photographers. Give us ideas how to shoot wedding jewelry, certainly related to Kay. It's a great topic. What they're going for here is called shareability. What they want is a video that people will be interested in sharing with their friends. Hey, look at this, to get their hits up. So I'm going to play a little bit of this for you. If you would, take a look.
Like candid reflections that I love photographing, or possibly an interesting texture that will enhance and make the ring stand out.
Focus in on the stone so you just get the impression of the rest of it.
You want the ring to
Yeah, we're very happy with how this came out. And let me kill that. We have these on a loop, so they play over and over again. But we learn a lot from our clients. And maybe part of what I want to do today is just little bits and pieces of what we're doing for other clients. Maybe we can all learn from what everybody's doing. And certainly, we got into the business as a video production company. Are we an agency? Not right now. Or we're shooters and editors. But maybe we can share what we're learning from what other people are doing. And certainly the goal is to improve or to inspire what you're doing on your YouTube channels and in social media and in videos for business communication and all of that. And thank you to our friends at Neomed for allowing us. This video is not done yet. This is a video for Neomed. This is a video that's coming out soon. It's in editing right now to celebrate their 40th anniversary. And we're thrilled to be working certainly with Neomed, and we are thrilled with how the footage came out. So we're jumping the gun a little bit to show this. And what we have here is what you would call a selects reel. So when you go out on a video shoot and you come back with a ton of really great footage. And then maybe you have some that's some of your cutting room floor stuff, right? So you build a selects reel to just kind of begin the editing process. And we love the mascot, of course, so that's in there a lot, the walking whale. But yeah, this is really great stuff again. And again, as they're serving salads, feel free to begin. I'm going to kind of just talk a little bit, show some videos, have some fun, and again, jump in with any questions. This is going to be kind of casual and fun. Over here on this screen, thank you, Daniel, for switching this out for us. I do want to announce and share that we are getting into commercial photography. And we have the talent within our group. We have a lot of photographers. We have the cameras, because what's happened, as you know, is everyone is using DSLR cameras to shoot video, including us. We're a video production company. We decided to go out and buy all these DSLR cameras because they shoot incredible video. Well, then as it turns out, we can take incredible pictures. We already have studios, we have lights, we have everything. We have wonderful clients. We have wonderful clients asking us to take pictures. They're seeing us show up with DSLR cameras on shoots and saying, hey, while you're here, can we get a shot of that? Or even years ago when people would say, hey, you got a really great shot of that. Can you lift a still so we can use that in a publication somewhere? So we were sort of already in the photography business. And so what we have here is, this is Matt Wager on vacation. So he's, we included that because he is one of our talented photographers. And so we threw in a couple of his vacation shots. But the first job that we did for Sterling wasn't the video. We did all the photography work for their site, gold.com. They own every domain. They bought the entire internet. It's very cool. And they own gold.com. They own jewels.com. They own them all. And what they want to do with gold.com certainly is SEO and all that, those kind of games. But if you type in gold jewelry into the internet, you go to gold.com. Comes up #1. So they brought it and said, hey, we need to do a shoot because they need images. And they gave us a shot, and it was a huge success. So then obviously that led to the video and some other things we're doing for them. Certainly headshots. So we already have the studio, we have clients, people coming to us saying, hey, can you do headshots for us while we're here being interviewed? Can we? Absolutely. So we're very excited to be getting into the world of photography. And for anyone interested in any camera geeks in the room, and I know we're the camera geeks and you guys hire us to be the camera geeks, but as part of that, I like to talk about some of the technology. And this would be on the low end of what Canon offers, but this would be my personal camera. And I run an intern program at akronbuzz.com. And I got a couple of these, very similar sort of things, and we will give these to the interns, and it's hit or miss. It's tons of fun. It's all for what I would call, it's our learning lab. So I operate a TV studio that is strictly for college students, Kent State, University of Akron, or what have you, and they take these out, and they have a lot of fun. And quite a few of our employees, wonderful employees, actually did their internship at Akron Buzz, including Daniel Trinner. So obviously the program pays off. What I want to do is show you something real fun here. My parents own a business called Mosier Medical. My dad's name is Dan Mosier. It's very, very confusing because we're both in Akron. Whenever I get an email asking where the instruments are and why aren't they in surgery, I get very nervous and forward that to my dad and say, hey, should you be in surgery right now with these instruments? And he says, yeah, I'll be right there. Nobody calls him about a video, though. I don't know how that's always the other way. But what happened at Mosier Medical is we wanted to do a quick video, and they borrowed this camera. And so what I wanted to use this as, not to poke fun at him, this is my friend Dan Caton, works for my parents.
It has sterile field controls here, or head controls.
Listen to this for a second.
Laser targeting guide, which is perfect for getting that accurate shot there. And on the sterile or head controls here, we have the dose button. We have image rotating. We can adjust the dose here, and then we also have the ability to save and tag images. On the keyboard here, that's connected to the accessory card, we have let me pull up an image here and we will look at.
All right, so there you go. The reason I'm showing this, here's an example of the worst case scenario. This is what would happen if you, and companies are doing this, and I don't mean to knock it, it's happening. It's a trend. So I want to discuss it, and I'm okay with it. If this is where a company, video's a wonderful tool. However a company decides to use it, I'm all for it. But what I want to demonstrate here is that was shot with this. I loaned it to the staff at Mosier Medical to have a little fun and see what they would come up with. So here's a video with no microphone, no lighting, a $1,200 camera that was purchased at Best Buy. And you know what, I'm a little scared and ashamed of it. It's not that bad. It's not that. Would we want this representing our brand? Is there some, think this through for, for a second, is there some people that might say, you know what, that's okay for a small business, or that's okay for what, only 10 or 15 people need to see the in-service on this OrthoScan machine. But is that what we want to do? And thankfully, our wonderful customers, thank you for realizing that in order to do it right, it's probably best to bring in microphones and lights and do it upright. What I want to talk about for 1 second here is we are buying a bunch of these C100s. Same idea, Canon's higher end, and it's absolutely amazing to me that for about $5,000 or $7,000 you can buy a camera that will shoot video like this. And that's another trend in the business. The technology, the cameras that can shoot incredible video, the price is dropping. The point of entry into our industry, into our business, is coming way down. Oh, shoot. Sorry. This is why they don't let me operate the cameras. I'm not supposed to. This they tell me to go out and sell. So what do? I remember the old school days where a camera was $30,000 or $40,000. In my career, I've spent $40,000 or $50,000 on a camera and a lens. So what do? We spend more on the support gear. We spend more on lighting. We get 2 or 3 of these. On the K Jewelers video that you saw, one technique that we were using in order to achieve that kind of fast-paced cut where the photographer was talking and she was telling us about how she would shoot the jewelry. What we did was we had 3 of these going. We were doing it handheld style. And even that, and there's some risks in video production when you talk to a client, you say, hey, what if we tried this? Because preparing for a shoot is a lot of work. When you have a shoot and you get everybody there together and you're going to go into a restaurant and you're going to take over their space for an entire day and then you want to try some new idea, it better work out because you just took all these people's time for the entire day. So we went to Sterling and we said, hey, what if we did 3 cameras and we did handheld and we really had some fun with it? And what that technique turned out to produce for us was the ability to cut quickly, and if a person is talking and telling us something, we can cut to different angles. And I don't know if you can tell, but with the handheld effect, we can kind of be artistic. So we're a bunch of video producers with cameras and editing systems, and in most cases, we let the client direct us. And so we ride this weird identity crisis where, are we directing or are we to really suggest what we want to do artistically, or are we being hired to come in and shoot and edit as directed by the client? And I will tell you, in each case it's different. We're good at playing it either way, but we might, and in some cases, we aren't speaking up and saying, would you like us to offer more input? Or would you like us to simply show up and shoot as you would want us to do it? At the end of the day, our name is on it. These videos float around, and people say, well, who did that video? Well, that was Mosier Media. And I have learned in 20-some years in video production, you're only as good as your worst project. So if I come in here and show all these, and that's in the days of shooting weddings, we would always say that. You're only as good as your worst day, because for all the great videos you do, if you do one that's not so hot, and that's out there floating around town, and how do we say, hey, well, the client said this is what they want us to do. But, our name's on it. So we wanted, as part of Q&A today, or as part of a discussion I might ask everybody to have, is guide us just a little bit. Should we be the kind of company that comes in and shoots and edits? Should we offer more script writing services? Many on our crew would really like to be on major shoots and major projects involved in a lot more of the pre-production than we're involved in. And as we really get into shooting incredible cinematic video and more exciting projects, we're learning that the earlier we get involved in a project and the more kind of creative input we can have, the more we can get the results that we really want. Up to this point, any questions about video, about Mosier Media, about anything that you see out there on YouTube, anything that you would like to do, and you're wondering, how could we, I have this idea for this over here, but we got to figure out how to. That is one thing that we are working on. Okay, YouTube is incredible. Social media video. How do we help the clients do more videos?
You and I had a discussion
Yes.
on campus about creating the ability for people who don't have video departments on campus like us to be able to shoot something that's happening right now and cut it there and launch it immediately within like the next few hours. That capability to create those social moments on something that's occurring now, rather than waiting for the long production time of video to be.
Thank you for bringing that up, because that was the person you need to do that job is a journalist. What companies are doing, they're hiring journalists to do social media. And here's why. The journalists know how to write, and the journalist knows how to make a deadline. Because at social media, certainly things are very timely. If we can't post a thing, hey, we're having a great lunch, we can't post this tomorrow. If we're going to take a picture and post it today, it's got to be today. And we got to write on the spot. And I will tell you, if I can bore you with some fun stories. Back in about 98 or 99 or so, I had been shooting weddings probably for about 6 years or so. And my good friend Lou LaGuardia here was a wedding photographer, freelancing, and I was shooting video, and we'd go have a great time shooting weddings. Tons of fun. And about 98 or so, okay, I thought, all right, I'm 23, 24. I want to go to the next level in video production. So I approached Time Warner, and I had an in with Time Warner Cable. And they said, well, kid, if you want to shoot local TV commercials, we really need somebody to go around and shoot local TV commercials. Car dealers, furniture stores, all that kind of fun stuff. And what helped me get into that business was the fact that I could go in with the camera, sit down with the business owner, write the script on the spot, shoot it, edit it maybe the next day, and bring it back to him, and Time Warner loved it. Because I was doing it as social media videos, as you just described, are being done now. We were doing cable TV commercials like that. If somebody's going to have a sale, and they're going to run on cable TV that weekend, well, let's write it, shoot it, get it on the air. And I did that gig for a couple of years, and that was tons of fun. And I'll tell you, John and Janet Long are here in the room. They own Long Shoes over here in Stowe, and I've known them nearly all my life. And the guy at Time Warner said, hey, if you really want to get a bunch of business from Time Warner, you need a demo reel. You need an example of some commercials that you've done. Well, I shot a bunch of weddings. I couldn't show that. So they let me come into their store, and I shot and produce a mock-up TV commercial, and I got the gig. So there you go. Yeah, thank you. There you go. And for that, I'm buying them lunch today. So thank you very much. I will bore you with one other quick story, and that is I went to Stowe High School, and my senior year, I'm in the video production class, as you can imagine. I'm the producer of the high school TV show, and this young lady comes over from the Stowe Fire Department, Firefighter Sandy. And she was, Firefighter Sandy, she's awesome. Yeah. She's in charge of educating all the kids in the grade school how to, handle fire safety. Stop, drop, and roll, run out of the house when it's on fire, all this kind of stuff is pretty important. So she has, this is 1991 or 92, and she has slides. And all the Stowe elementary schools have these slide projectors, right? And she goes in and she shows the fire slides. Here's what the house looks like when it's on fire. You run out the door this way, all that kind of stuff. And she would show the kids on the slides. So she comes into the high school, into the library, and I'm there editing the high school TV show, and she's talking to the librarian. She needs somebody to transfer 1,000 of these crazy slides to VHS tape because all the schools are getting these roll-around carts and VHS players. And I just happened to be standing right there. And she says, hey, could you do this? And I said, absolutely. So we start doing the project. She says, well, I'm going to pay you, but I can't just submit a bill from a person. I need it to say something, like She basically said, just make up a company name and put it down, and I'll submit it and you'll get paid. So I did, and honest to God, that is how, that right then and there, I was into video production for business. And, you know, here's somebody that's, you know, going to use what I love doing to help teach kids about fire safety, and I'm going to get paid for it. This is like incredible. And that's really where the, you know, 20 some years ago, and that's basically how it started, right here in good old Stowe. So with all of that, any other questions about our services or about any ideas? Like that was a great topic, because I want to share a little bit about what some other companies are doing on YouTube, but I want to kind of steer the presentation into things that you guys would like to hear. Anything? Anybody see anybody posting videos using video from the iPhone or the? Have you seen this?
Yeah. So Dan, what do you know with the advent of YouTube and a lot of amateur video, and that's really becoming normal?
Mm-hmm.
What are you seeing as the trends for companies? Shorter videos, longer videos. I mean, what do you think is the adaptation of that? Because when you were just talking about it has to be timely, I was thinking about Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't post tomorrow something that happened yesterday. So there's a lot of I want it now. How does that transcend into what we do?
In terms of the time question, the folks in social media at Sterling asked us to keep this to 60 seconds. But we want to interview 4 photographers. Right. But we want to keep it to 60 seconds. And how can you do that? And so we came back to them with this video edited, and we went in and presented it to them, and they're like, this is perfect. We love this. Let's put it up there. And, well, I'm leaving 10 rounds of revisions out, but they said, let's put it up there. It was 2.5 minutes. And they said, wait a minute, that was 2.5 minutes? We love, if the content is compelling, you can go to 2 or 3 or 4 minutes. If you have certainly if you have a captive audience at a presentation, then you can go a little longer. On the topic of being timely, what I see people are doing now with our videos is posting them from Facebook, through Facebook, hosted on Facebook. How many of you have seen where you get on a Facebook update and it comes through your phone and the video is embedded into Facebook? Summa was doing this, and they were interviewing patients, and the patients were talking about their experience at Summa. And you know, some really in-depth stories. And these were coming across, they were buying ads on Facebook because you can boost the post. And I think everybody in here probably has looked into Facebook ads and seen the boost the post. And again, this is where I run into, I'm a video producer. My background was shooting and editing. That's what I love doing, and that's what we do. But we start to become dangerous because we're learning all of this stuff about how our clients are using what we do. And this was a conundrum I got into with the Time Warner back in the day when I had been doing cable TV spots for a couple of years. And all of the people that sold the ads on Time Warner thought I was great because we were doing them quickly. We would shoot and edit and get these folks on the air. And when you're a salesperson at Time Warner and you've been calling on Big Bob Chevrolet and you have been working on this for a year, and now they're ready to run and they're going to buy a 2-month schedule. The last thing they need is some kid coming in and messing up the commercial and screwing it up, or it's not. When they say, hey, I want this to start and run this weekend, they need a video producer that'll get it done, get it back to the client, get it approved, and get it uploaded. And one day, I went into a client that was a new client, and the Time Warner person said, would you just go see my client? You do a great job with the commercials. Get him on the air. Help me get him on the air. So I go in, and the guy says, well, you're the expert in this. What network should I run on? And I said, and immediately I thought, well, I better go into everything I know about Time Warner and their networks. So I said, well, you know, certainly if Lifetime tends to, let's think about your demographics. So if you have a lot of women you want to appeal to or reach, you might run on Lifetime. If you're trying to go for men, let's air on History Channel or ESPN or whatever. Then I knew enough about the networks to know what their demographics were. And I start speaking on this. And that Time Warner rep calls me up and says, what do you think you're doing? You are a video producer. You are to shoot and edit and send the commercial. Do not tell my client what network they should be on. And so right there, I thought, okay, that's the programming, that's the training, that's been my experience. But now as we get into producing YouTube videos and videos for social media, and I begin to understand what works and what doesn't, then people come to us. Well, you're the expert on YouTube videos. Well, no, we were a video production company. So with that, let's talk about maybe what works on YouTube. Yeah, you have a question.
I didn't want to
No.
interrupt.
I love questions.
Your pitch there. Just to tie in what his question was. I
Yeah.
have two questions.
Sure.
So you spoke about the quick turnaround time?
Yeah.
That's one element of it. Getting back to with your experience with all the different advertisers or different people that you work with for ads, and you mentioned about K, and they're a big hitter in the industry.
Sure.
So
Oh, sure.
Obviously, they know what they're doing. But my question to you is this. They said to you, put something together that's 60 seconds,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Typically, expand on that. What do your other advertisers, when you produce something, what timeline are they looking at? And here's my question. If I want to expand my YouTube on my website,
Mm-hmm.
and chop me down if I'm wrong, I'm a believer in, you can't put the Lord's Prayer in a pinhead. So you want to keep your message short and sweet, and the attention span to the person clicking on there probably doesn't want to hang more than about 30 seconds. I mean, you take it from there.
Sure. Here's where you go. Let's go the opposite direction. How can you do an hour-long YouTube video? We have posted videos to YouTube that are an hour, and they're usually a speech or a presentation. Father Norm Douglas and Heart to Heart Communications, they have their annual breakfast. They have a speaker. They had Dan Flowers from the food bank. He was excellent. I had 15 to 20 people come up to me immediately following his speech and say, I want to see that. His talk was incredible. So it's 45 minutes, and I put the whole thing on YouTube, and it's getting hits. We did a whole series of videos for Vayance, which is Goodyear's their engineered products business. And what Vayance wanted to do is they wanted all of the service techs at the quick lubes to understand how to change out a serpentine belt in a car while the other kid was changing the oil. They want to sell the Goodyear Gatorback belts or one of these serpentine belts at the quick lube. Well, the kids that are working at the quick lube would watch 10 or 15 minutes on YouTube, and they would do it on their own time. So they're not on the lube stops payroll while they're watching these at home. And they're 15 minutes. It takes longer to watch the video than it does to change the belt. So that was the idea. So if you're getting technical, or if it's a matter of, maybe you want to keep it to 10 minutes or what have you, but if you're showing that, the tech, and it's a how-to, and you're real interested in learning the content, you might watch 10 or 15 minutes. But our experience has been that everybody asks that if you want shareability, if you want people to say, hey, watch this, and that's what everybody's going for in getting their YouTube channel to really gain traction, and to be able to go to their boss and say, look at how many hits we have, look at how many times this video is shared, and be able to show a return on investment for the time spent. Shareability. And in order to be shareable, it needs to be short and sweet.
Second question I have.
Yeah.
Could I expect a YouTube video that you create look like this, or is this Mr. Sony spicing this up?
Here, let me loan you a camera. This camera here is exactly the camera used to shoot the Mosier Medical video.
So that's the quality of production I can expect if you create a YouTube for me to go out there.
This is mid-range, and what's the old rule? If you offer good, better and best is very expensive, and good is kind of 80% of the folks go for the middle option. And what we're doing here on this kind of equipment, and in this is our middle option. If you want to think for a second about what high-end videos might cost, the best option, shooting 4K. There's the 4K is the big thing right now, right? And why wouldn't we do that right now? We could do it. There are some corporate videos right now being shot in 4K, and 4K is a term that you can't just throw around. There's a lot of different kinds of technology and cameras in the world of 4K. Panasonic right now has a $2,500 camera that shoots 4K. So if we went and bought one, we could say, okay, we're shooting 4K, here we are. But to do it properly, to do it the way that our clients would expect, if it's a big budget project, we would spend $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 on equipment to shoot 4K RAW on something like the Red. Has anyone ever heard of the Red camera? That's high-end kind of. And that's where you get into a corporate video that might have a budget of $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, or a TV commercial that might have a budget of $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. But what we're doing in this realm are local and regional TV spots generally under $20,000. The TV spots generally in the $5,000 to $10,000, $15,000 range, and corporate videos in a similar kind of range, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. How many people here hate the quoting process on anything they have to buy for their company? Sometimes on our end, writing quotes can be tough. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate everybody coming out for this. And what I really hope that everybody gains is, number one, maybe seeing what we're doing for other companies. But also, could I give you just a little bit more information? Is there, can I arm you with a little bit of information about video production, how to buy it, maybe even how to shop for it? Maybe a little bit more about the production process. So when you're working with us or any video production company or photographers, or really a lot of what you might know about working with us might also translate to working with print shops or other creatives or graphic designers or other kind of technical kind of creative sort of vendors that you might work with. So my goal here today is just kind of arm you with information. And I kind of felt like the more everybody knows about what we do and what other options we have beyond what you might just use us for, then maybe there's a benefit for everybody involved. What we are going for in terms of quality, as we're bringing up the topic of quality or the image or what a person, we are trying to build our brand as Mosier Media is the company you go to when you want to do a really cinematic style corporate video or TV commercial. Just recently, we actually sold all of our traditional television production equipment, which is hard for me because I'm a TV, I love the TV business. And I love the big camera that the news guys have. If Akron had a news station, I probably would have gone to work there, but that's neither here nor there. Just recently, we sold all of our traditional TV production equipment because we didn't want anything we do to look like video. Our clients are asking us, people are coming to us saying, hey, look what this other company did. They have this video that looks like it was shot on film. Or they have this very cinematic. Part of what our clients are, and we're doing this in response to what the marketplace and the technology is doing, and what our clients are asking us to do is shoot stuff that looks cinematic. And certainly, traditional TV production equipment looks like video. Which is hard for me because, again, I like traditional television production. But where the trend is, where the industry is going, where what people are asking us to do is make things look cooler. Shallow depth of field, more cinematic, shooting 24p, all of these kinds of things. And one trick to do that is when we show up on a shoot, there might be an arsenal of 6 or 8 different lenses that we have, depending on what kind of shot we want to do. I will tell you this, there is absolutely nothing wrong with putting up video content that looks like video. There's nothing wrong, people are doing iPhone video, and my 9-year-old will watch hours and hours and hours. He'll watch how-to videos, how to transform a transformer. He has Bumblebee, he has Optimus Prime, he does not know how to put the thing back together. He will get my phone and watch a video. And the funniest thing about that to me is that the video is being hosted and narrated and shot by another 9-year-old. And I'm going, this is a, and you know, they're not that bad. And I look down at the thing and he's got 1,200 hits. Anyway, and then of course we're on vacation, we're in the car, and I get a call from the office, from somebody at the office that says, hey, is Mateo watching videos on one of our company phones? I said, yeah. He goes, well, we got a notice from Verizon, we're way over the data plan, so you got to tell him to knock it off. Just fascinating to me, all of this technology. And I love this business. I'm very lucky that early in life I figured out what I want to do. And again, with the purpose of this lunch is what can I arm you with? What information can I give you? You guys are video producers now. Everybody here in the room that hires us, and we like working like that. We're the video production company. You're the producer. And what can we arm you with as far as information about the technology and the trends to inspire you to do more videos, certainly, but inspire to try other things. Or what happens a lot in the business is people think of our company as, well, they're good at doing this over here, but when we want to do something of a different style, we're going to hire somebody else because we only know Moser Media as the company that does this well. And so maybe part of today is to say, hey, we're capable of a lot of different things. Photography, more cinematic style videos. I'll talk for a second about Jumpstart Video Productions. Jumpstart Video Productions started in 2004 or so. As I had been in the business at that point, maybe, I don't know, 10, 15, I can't do the math, 12 years or so. And I thought, I love the cable TV spot business. I just love it. I love the clients that want to do a video and it needs to be timely. And maybe the content is more important than having a huge crew and having lights and taking an hour to set up each scene. The industry, the marketplace needs a production company that can come in and do things quickly and do it at a level somewhere in between the handheld, hey, let's just do a quick video, and bringing in a crew of 3 or 4 people and spending $10,000 or $15,000. So Jumpstart Video Productions, and this is the setup right here. And Nick has never had this many people watch him as he's shooting video. But let's talk for a second about another method of getting video shot. This is a Sony EA50. And what is happening right here is the perfect application for this setup. When I watch this video back later, I might even post it to YouTube just for fun. I don't know. I got 2 hits, I suppose. Nobody wants to watch this again. But this video is going to look like video. That's a camera that is a traditional video camera. Let's say that that camera is $3,000 or $4,000. You get a couple of cards and the batteries and the tripod and a microphone, and you're in business. And that's the right setup for, I need a video done now. And I want to do a video, but I don't want it to look like, some kid shot up and just did it handheld. That's the level in between shooting a higher end cinematic crew of 3 or 4 people, lots of planning, lots of pre-production, hours and hours of shooting, hours and hours of editing. This is the level. We need to shoot this machine. We need a video of this machine. We need a how-to video, and it doesn't need to be cinematic. And the cost of this is roughly half. And it's a great option, and I'm glad I have it. Because I go in and see clients, and they say, hey, let me quote this project. Okay, we went to this video. I give them a number. They fall out of their chair. They're passed out under the desk. And I say, well, I have another option for you. Because I go in, I don't know exactly what their business need is. In a lot of cases, they've done the work. They know the customers they want to connect with. They know how many hits they're going to get. And on the topic of hits, I will tell you that some videos that we've done, that clients have done, say, well, we only got 100 hits. And if it's a very niche topic, there's nothing wrong with 100 hits. I don't know why we have to measure the success of our YouTube channel on going viral. And on that topic, there's nothing worse than somebody that comes to you and says, well, we want to make a viral video. No viral video was ever intended to be a viral video. You know, when that person fell off and got injured, and it's funny because they got hurt, they didn't say, I'm going to jump off and hit the handlebars and do this. And it's not how the viral videos go. Most of these viral videos are an accident. Years ago, we had many people coming to us say, we got to make a viral video. I got to have 50,000 hits. It's not how it, viral videos happen by accident. If you get 100 hits, if you've really connected with your audience, that's what has value. At any rate. Getting back to Jumpstart being an excellent option. It really is. And I like to be able to go into a client and present options. I like to be able to say, here's this choice over here, and here's this choice over here. And I don't think I do that enough, quite honestly. I think in a lot of cases, I just go in and say, this is what Mosier Media is doing. And I probably need to talk about Jumpstart as an option a little more. Because as I was just about to mention, you've done the research. You know your customers, or you know who you're trying to communicate with. You know how much you should put into this particular video or this, I don't always know that. So Jumpstart is an excellent option. And along the lines of a quick PR video and or quick announcement or quick, Jumpstart has an arsenal of iMac editors. So where the bottleneck tends to be in video production is in the editing. And so if you want to do something that's timely and quick and get it out to the world, Mosier Media up in Independence has 4 edit rooms. And we have 4 of the most powerful Macs, the 12-core, this, that, and the other, and all the software and everything like that. But the Mosier Media projects do tend to go into a week or 2 or 3 of editing. And in the world of Jumpstart, there's literally a room filled with iMacs. And there's usually at any given time 1 or 2 extra to manage that overflow. Because where a lot of production companies get bogged down is in the editing process. We go out and shoot gobs and gobs and gobs of video. Well, we want to be timely. We want to get this message up there right away. So the idea behind the Jumpstart is lots of editing capacity. The trade-off to that is, again, doesn't look as cinematic. And it's not that the talent isn't there in the Jumpstart realm to do really great graphics, there just isn't the time. So I've talked quite a bit about video production and options and different things. Any other questions or anything that I can arm you with? I might even talk a little bit about the quoting process, about anybody here get our quotes that find it's hard to figure out? We do line items sometimes like shooting all day, XD cam, shooting all day. Do you ever get that? You ever think about working with a video production company like us? How would you like the quote? Some people might say, I just want one bottom line budget number. I don't know. Any other questions? Anything else that I might speak on here today? I will tell you, I really appreciate everybody coming out and taking a moment to look at our work. And I know it's all online, and you can probably watch on YouTube and all this, that, and the other, but there's something about putting it up on the screen and getting everybody together and saying, look what we're doing. Thank you for the work that you send us. This lunch and a movie is really a customer appreciation lunch. It's a way for me to just tell you how much we appreciate your business. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a great, great customers and sending us lots of work. So thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Good times.
Good job, man.
Yeah.
You do a really good job. And you guys can support this. When you meet with the client, obviously the client knows what they want. They know their business. But you personally, and I can say this, you do a really good job at well-placed questions.